Hey there, welcome to my channel. Since it's my first episode, I figure I should probably explain why you're looking at my face right now. My name is Riley Jansen. I am a creative dude from Oklahoma. I call myself a creative dude because I've spent my entire adult life doing creative things for a living, and that includes design, art, and one of the big ones was my wife and I owned a cool boutique for about 11 or 12 years, until, COVID happened. But I'm generally just a dude who loves to create things, and the thing that I honestly love to create the most is music. When I say music, I mean I love writing songs and sharing songs. I started writing music whenever I was around 12 years old, and I eventually got good enough at it that I was able to join some cool bands and tour and make some rad records, and really all the things that you would hope to do as a musician for the most part. But then at some point in my mid-20s, I decided it was time for me to grow up and put music on the back burner and treat it like a hobby and focus on the things that were more of sure things to make me money, which went horribly. I kind of ended up in a full-blown identity crisis for probably 10 years, never really understanding what was wrong with me. And I would always try to throw myself into these jobs that I'm pretty good at, but then music would always kind of creep in as a thing that I wanted to do. And I ended up kind of bitter at myself for feeling like I needed to make music. Like a therapist could have a really good time with me. They could remodel their kitchen. That is really why I am starting this channel, is because I realize that I am at my best whenever I'm able to write music, produce music, and share music. And I think this is a great outlet for me because I love being prolific. And I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things I need to write about. So the way this channel is going to work is I have been collecting song ideas for the last few years, and I'd be like walking through the grocery store or something, and then it just pop in my head like, dude, write a song about tomatoes or something. Well, not tomatoes necessarily, but usually people in the grocery store. They can get pretty interesting. But I've always made this list, and it ended up getting pretty big. And then it kind of hit me one day whenever I was writing a song, like, dude, if you don't start writing these songs, you're not going to get to write most of these songs. And that would be a shame because they're obviously something that you want to do, and you know that writing music is what makes you happiest. So my goal is to try and write as many of these songs as I can. Here is most of the list. The real version is actually not printed out, but I figured I needed a visual here. But there's currently 173 ideas. So what I want to do is each week I want to try and pick 3 numbers at random, between 1 and whatever the biggest number is on my list at that time. And then from those 3, I will narrow it down to which one I actually want to write that week, and I'm going to write it and share it with you guys. If that sounds like something you'd be into, please like and subscribe, because I would love to be able to write these and share them with people who would be interested in the process or might even like my music. Who knows? But with all that said, let's pick our first 3. So let's try and get our first 3 numbers. I had considered using a random number generator, but that just kind of seems sort of boring and robotic. I've thought of a lot of really clever ways that I could do this, but for time's sake this week and just to keep it simple, I'm just gonna text 3 of my friends and my wife, of course. All right. Let's hope they respond soon. I got my 3 options. Let's see what we got this week. So my friend Justin chose 117. And 117 is, I'm always hot and she's always cold. I know exactly what that's about. I'm always hot, my wife's always cold. I could do something interesting with that. And my wife, being the rebel she is, all those numbers, she picked the number 3, which makes perfect sense. We love the number 3. We have a big print of the number 3 in our living room because we have an amazing son who completed our family. And number 3 is Grandpa Reuben being a bus driver. That could be a really special song. My Grandpa Reuben was extremely important to me, and he passed away a few years ago, but just wonderful human. And I texted my friend Kelly, who sent me back number 64. And number 64 is shooting Roman candles out of Madden's car windows. Madden was the drummer of my band whenever I was in my early 20s, and probably my favorite musician to play with in history. No offense to all the other amazing musicians I've had the opportunity to play with, but really special dude to me. And there was just one crazy summer night where our whole band and a couple other folks were cruising down the dirt roads, and they were shooting Roman candles out the windows, and one of them almost didn't make it out. And I think all the time about how great of a night that could have been. That could have also been such a tragic night. So this is tough. I'm gonna have to think about this. All right, I made my pick. This was actually kind of tricky for me because I've wanted to write the bus driver one for years. I mean, that was literally number 3 on my list, and I just haven't got to do it yet. But would really love to one of these days. But considering it is June, and this would have been around the time that this song happened, I really want to write the Roman Candle song. So let's get to writing. All right, I think I got everything I need. I gotta grab the water, but only so many hands, you know. All right, time for a little change of scenery. Ants kept crawling up my legs. I will write through a lot of things, but ants in my pants don't work for me. So. Young, but not that young. Old enough to know real fun, but young enough to still be real dumb. I like that line a lot. Forever we shot Roman candles out the windows of your car, driving too fast down the dirt roads. If we don't die, we might live forever. It's like a chanty song. I don't write a lot of chanty songs. Don't know what's gotten into me. Driving too fast down the, I'm going to say back roads, not dirt roads, back roads. Dirt roads makes it sound country, back roads makes it sound dangerous. I think that's it. Young, but not that young. Old enough to know real fun, young enough to still be real dumb. Summer did what summer does, pulled the wild out of us. They say you only live once. We shot Roman candles out the windows of the car, driving too fast down the back roads. If we didn't die, might not ever. And I knew in that moment we're exactly where we were supposed to be, young and free. Fun, had so much fun, singing at the top of our lungs. You'd
swear those songs were about us. Summer did what summer does, pulled the wild out of us. They say you only live once. We shot Roman candles out the windows of the car, driving too fast down the back roads. If we didn't die, might not ever. I knew in that moment we're exactly where we were supposed to be, young and free. We shot Roman candles out the windows of the car, driving too fast down the back roads. If we didn't die, might not ever. I knew in that moment we're exactly where we were supposed to be, young and free. We shot Roman candles out the windows of the car, driving too fast down the back roads. If we didn't die, might not ever. And I knew in that moment we're exactly where we were supposed to be, young and free. We shot Roman candles out the windows of the car, driving too fast down the back roads. If we didn't die, might not ever. And I knew in that moment we're exactly where we were supposed to be, young and free.
All right, that's one song done. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little peek inside of how I write music. You may have noticed that the song changed up a little bit from when I first wrote it. I tend to write sort of a rough draft of the song and then refine it as I play it a few hundred times. The song itself, I think, turned out pretty good. It's definitely got that emo kids doing stupid stuff late at night kind of vibe, which is very appropriate considering the subject matter. If you like the music, please visit RileyJansen.com for more, or any of the normal streaming places. And I think that's it. Please like and subscribe if you get a chance, and take care of yourself. See you next week.